So welcome back, or if you're new here, hi, I'm Jessica. One of the things that I get complimented on the most and asked about the most is my lashes, whether I wear extensions, whether I have a lash lift, and I thought I would answer those questions in this video and give you 5 tips for naturally looking longer lashes, because these are my natural lashes, but I have a few hacks to make your natural lashes look longer. And this is without the need for going to a professional or using a lash serum or any mascara. This is literally just how you can make your lashes look longer. I don't think I've said that enough times, but let's get into it. So my first tip, and probably my favorite tip, is to tint your lashes. So I have naturally really quite fair skin and my hair grows through quite light, and it's the same with my eyelashes. I'll insert some better before and after pictures. I can't really show you a proper before and after because the ends of my lashes do have dye on them still, but essentially my lashes are a lot more fair than what they look like. So I like to tint my lashes, and at the moment, so I'm using this one at the moment, which is actually black. I will usually use this one in dark brown, which is an empty box, but I just wanted to show you the one that I would regularly use. But yeah, I'm using this one for the moment because it still hasn't run out, and I would dye my brows too, but I'm going to leave them because I think they're looking quite dark still. I think if I do them any darker, it'll look too dark with the colour of my hair. So let's apply this and I will give you some more lash tips. First things first, I'm going to apply a towel because my bed sheets are white and I don't want to get the dye on them. So in the box, mine is looking very used, but I'll show you anyway. You basically get, if I remove these things that I've added, you basically get the developer and the cream itself, and you get this brush which I really like because it's got a mixing end and then it's got a brushing through end, but I do still like to use an additional lash wand. What do they call these? Eyebrow brush? I don't know. One of these wands anyway, just to help distribute the product. All you have to do is combine equal parts of the developer and the dye, and then I just use this little end of the brush to go in and mix them together. So I've actually almost missed a step, and that is to go in with Vaseline first around your eyes, so that if you get any dye on your skin, it's not going to stain, because I am really good at making a mess when it comes to tinting my lashes and my brows in particular. I get it all over the place. So then all you do is pick some up on the brush, and then I will show you up close on the other eye, but I'm basically just brushing it through. Be careful not to go too close to your lash line, just because I find that it does sting if you get it in your eye. So what I like to do is go in quite heavy at first with the dye and really get it into the lashes. Then I'll go in with a clean wand and just spread it out so everywhere is coated. Try not to get it on my skin, but if I do, then I just go in with one of these little buds. Now that's applied on both lashes, I'm just going to let this sit for 10 minutes and then I can wash it off. If you get it on your hands, try and wash it off straight away because it does stain really quickly, and I have got a little bit of staining already around my eyes. So this has been on for around about 10 minutes now, and I'm just going to take a piece of cotton wool, some warm water, and then what I do is I just sort of lift my eyelashes, and almost like I'm pulling them, I just sort of drag it along my lashes. You can see like the lines of my lashes on the cotton wool, and then for anything that is sat on my skin, I'll just go like this, swipe around. I'm just really trying not to be super harsh and like rub on my eyes. Sometimes at the end I do just go in like this and wipe down and around, just to try and get every last bit of the dye away. Like you can already see my bottom lashes that they look a lot longer. So that was my first tip to make your natural lashes look longer, and it's really good for when you're going on holiday as well if you don't want to wear mascara. So on to my next tip, which is all about lash curlers. So first of all, the type of lash curler that you have, I'm going to argue, does not matter. So I'm using this one at the minute, which is actually my old one. I do have an elf one, but I can't seem to find it. I'm not sure where it's gone. Basically, it's the way that you use it, not the lash curler that you have, that matters the most. So I'm going to come in closer again and we will do this together. So what tends to happen is a lot of people will just apply the lash curler to the eyelash. So like the clamp it, and then they'll be like, my lashes I don't really like the effect that it has. This is what you want to do instead. You want to get as close to your lash line as you can, not pinching the skin. And then you want to sort of gently push down on the lash curler and sort of pump it. Then slide it along your lashes a little bit, pump it again, slide it along again, pump it again. And I tend to do that 2 or 3 times, generally 3, which gives you this really nice curve to your lashes. Rather than if you go just at the lash line, you sort of get lashes that kind of poke backwards, inwards, which are really annoying. Whereas if you go along, then you get this really nice curve and flick to your lashes. So I'm just going to do the other eye now as well. So you just want to be really delicate. There's no point in going in really heavy-handed, particularly when it's your eyes. Like, you don't want to hurt yourself. Just go really slowly, and then you can always go back in and pump it again if you feel like it's not quite curled in the way you like. But yeah, if you just put it right down to your lash line, you're just gonna get like a 90-degree angle where they sort of go like that. Whereas this is how you get that curvature to your lashes. Okay, so third tip, which really I should have done as the second tip, before you go in with a lash curler or do anything to your lashes, make sure that they are completely dry. I find that when I use a lash curler on even like semi-damp eyelashes, my lashes just sort of droop and they don't take to the curl so well. So make sure that your lashes are fully dry before you do anything to them. Your lashes also tend to be a lot more fragile when they're wet, so it's more prone to breaking and snapping, which is something that I find a lot of people will say. Like when people ask me about my eyelashes and I tell them it's because I use a lash curler and how I use my lash curler, they get really scared that their lashes are going to snap off. But I have never had that where my lashes break off. You lose a couple of lashes now and then, but that's pretty normal. Like your lashes do shed, that is completely normal, but I've never known myself or anyone else to have put a lash curler on their eyelashes and all their lashes fall out, which people seem to presume will happen. I'm not sure what that is. Tip number 5, which I would argue is completely optional, but when it comes to your lash curler, before you use it, go in with your hairdryer just on a really low heat. You don't want them to be boiling hot, and make sure you tap it first before you put it on your eye, because the metal can get hot, just to gently warm them, because this is going to help to sort of seal that curve in place. And it does feel quite soothing when you put a warm lash curler on your eyes as well. But yeah, just be very careful, and obviously make sure that you test it like on the back of your hand before you put that directly onto your eyes. So that was 5 tips to make your natural lashes look longer, and I get questions all the time about my eyelashes, so I hope this clears some of that up. My lashes are naturally long, like that is for sure. Genetics do play a role in that. However, the lash tint is definitely my #1 hack. Like that makes your lashes, I think most people, the end of their lashes are slightly lighter than the rest of their lash, so by tinting it you're just accentuating that, and it really makes your eyes pop. Just a couple of other things too to help with your lash health is just be really gentle with your eyes. Don't rub them too much, because you can pull out your lashes by doing that and cause breakage. Also, don't over curl your lashes. I only tend to do it after I've had a shower, and then occasionally before I do my makeup, depending on how well they've kept from the last time that I had a shower. And something that I talk about a lot in terms of hair growth is you need to make sure that you're eating plenty of protein and drinking plenty of water, so you're encouraging your natural lashes to grow. And yeah, that is basically all of the tips I have for you and the things that have worked for me. Let me know in the comments if any of these are tips that you've tried, or if you're going to try them, if any of these work for you, and I will see you in my next video.